In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. Dear students, hope you are all fine. Today I am sharing another video lecture with you. This is lecture number 2nd, and the topic of this lecture is listening skills and its advantages. In this lecture, I will define listening. I will teach you the difference between listening and hearing. I will teach you how listening varies from person to person. I will also teach you that how does listening takes place. I will also discuss some of the advantages of listening. At the end of this lecture, you will be able to know about listening skills in detail. You will be able to understand the difference between listening and hearing. You will also know about complete process of listening. You will also know about the benefits of listening skills. Now the question is, what is listening? Listening is defined as it is an action where you choose to actively concentrate on what you hear. This is a process of receiving, constructing meaning from, and responding to spoken and or non-verbal messages to hear something with thoughtful attention. Now the question is that what is the difference between listening and hearing? Hearing is simply the act of perceiving sound by the ear. It occurs with or without receiver's consent. While listening is a dynamic activity, it is a conscious activity. So it means that whenever you listen, you pay heed. Whenever you hear, you do not pay heed. So hearing, we do not pay attention, while in listening, this is a conscious activity and we pay absolute attention. Listening also varies from person to person. Listening skills depends on sensibility of man. It varies from one person to the other. All receivers do not receive the same message. We have seen in our daily life that some listeners go off sleep during some lecture. They do not enjoy what the speaker is talking. Listening is a very demanding activity. It demands not only full attention but also a proactive interest in what the speaker is talking about. So listening varies from person to person. For one person it is one thing, for the other person it is another thing. It depends on the level of attention. The more you be attentive, the better you be in your understanding and the better you would be in your listening. Now I will tell you about the process of listening, that how does listening takes place. Listening takes place in 5 stages. The first is that receiving the message. In the first place, the sound waves strike the eardrum. They cause vibrations. These are transmitted and received by the brain. We receive the stimulus without deliberate attention, but sometimes the efficiency of listening may be affected by many factors. Suppose we are tired, we are hungry, there is a noise at the place of hearing, we may be worried. All these factors affect our listening. The second is interpreting the message. At the second stage, the sound waves are transmitted to the brain. Listening takes place only when our brain gives meaning to these electrochemical waves. We interpret the message according to our levels of experience and intelligence. So the second thing, interpretation of the message is also very important. If you interpret it, then you will be able to evaluate it. Otherwise, you will not be able to evaluate. So interpretation is also very important. The third is evaluating the message. This stage is integrally related to the stage where we interpret the message. Here you will try to weigh the words that you have heard and assess their importance. The fourth one is responding to message. This stage is the stage where the listener gives verbal, non-verbal or both kinds of feedback to the message that has been received. As you all know that verbal uh, is verbally we communicate. We also communicate non-verbally, or we can use verbal communication or non-verbal communication. So whether that is verbal or that is non-verbal, that is a kind of feedback which we give to the speaker that we are listening. The fifth one is acting upon the message. In many cases, listening may not entail any action, but in many other cases, it is not merely enough to listen. You must also take follow-up actions. So we can say that the whole listening process may be represented as receiving the stimulus, interpreting the message, evaluating the message, responding to the message, acting upon the message. So this is all about the process of listening. Now I will talk about advantages of listening skills. The following are the benefits and advantages of listening. The first one is to receive information. Listening can help us to obtain information. When we listen to a lecture or a talk, we come to know about different things and we can increase our knowledge base. We can also get detailed information about things we already know about. We can also learn about newer and more interesting things that we had never heard about. The second is solution of problems. Listening can help us to solve problems. The profession of counseling based on listening. When you hear about other people's problems and actually listen to them, you can help them by giving solutions to their problems. People feel a lot better when others, especially third parties who are not emotionally involved with them, listen to them. Friends, teachers, doctors very often try and listen to the problems of others and help the troubled people to lighten their hearts. The third advantage of listening is persuasion to do good deeds. Listening helps us to influence other people. Only if we listen to people, we can know about their problems, ideas, views, and thoughts on various issues and ideologies. We can also get the power of dissuade them from certain actions after we listen to what is going through their minds. On the other hand, we can also persuade them to do certain things and follow special courses of action. Once we know about their frame of mind, this is only possible if we listen to them and find out what exactly they plan to do. For example, parents can listen to what their children like to do in life and accordingly guide them in their career choice. The fourth one is sharing of experience. Listening helps to spot sensitive areas. If we listen to people on a regular basis, there would be no occasion to let the situation go out of control. There can be periodic listening sessions between management and employees. This can actually be helpful in any relationship. If regular listening takes place, there are no simmering grudges and workers feels contented. The fifth one is making better policies. Listening helps to make better policies. If the management listens to their employees carefully and listen to the changing market scenario and demands of people, they would be in better position to frame policies for the company. They would be able to please the employees and organization would become more friendly and congenial. The sixth benefit is that listening can also be used for pacifying uneasy employees. Listening helps to pacify disgruntled employees. Very often employees have certain grudges in their mind which are more psychological in nature than genuine. In such situation, if there is someone in the management who listens to them, all the problems would be solved and the employees would feel better. Their anger would subside and they would work better. And the last but not the least advantage is better customer relation. Listening helps in maintaining better customer relations. Companies which listen to customers' grievances and feedback definitely go up the profit graph. They should listen and keep track of even small grudges their clients may even have against them. This is the key to success. In fact, the old field of customer relationship management is based on this philosophy. So these are different advantages of listening. If we are careful about these advantages, so we can improve our listening effectively. Now I will talk about benefits of active listening. Active listening is a very useful and rewarding activity. An active listener is a very important member of an organization. He promotes the business of firm and develops happy relations among the employees and the employer. He builds an atmosphere of trust and goodwill among the members of the staff. We can classify useful activities for the firm under the following headings. The first one is promotes happy working environment. An active listener creates goodwill and happy atmosphere among the working people of an organization. He listens attentively to the message conveyed to him very attentively. He tries to understand the contents of the message. He puts his mind to know the cultural, ethnical, and moral backgrounds of the speaker. He pays attention to know about expectations and goals of the speaker. In this way, an active speaker promotes the business of the firm. He also builds better understanding among different members of organization. The second is active listening makes an end of doubts and rumors. An active listener puts an end to the doubts and rumors which prevail among the members of staff. By listening clearly and positively, he gives clear and solid information. This passes the way for healthy exchange of views and opinions. This in turn reduces the possibility of tension and bad blood among the employees of different departments. In this way, an effective and good listener puts an end to all the rumors and false beliefs which grip the atmosphere of the organization. The third benefit of active listening is that it saves time. A good listener pays serious attention to what he listens. He sends the message of what he has heard promptly. In this way, he saves time. So these are different benefits of active listening. Dear students, this lecture was about listening skills, the process of listening, and different advantages of listening. I hope that you have got the concept.